Holly Cotton here, and I am so excited that I have Danielle P. who is a business coach and brand strategist. Now, I know we're all in this entrepreneurial phase right now, and I got the deets for you guys because when I networked with Danielle, I was like, okay, I know everybody's trying to do their entrepreneurial stuff now and make this money, get some side hustles going. So I was like, I need you on my show so that she can drop some gems to you guys. And like I always say, Danielle, whole team winning. So if I can pull some information out to pass it on to someone else, I love it. I love it. So welcome to Beyond the Fit.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Holly, for having me.
Of course, of course. So one of the things about me is that I love to see, I know I love the men as well, but I love to see women doing these things, going out. I'm all about the women empowerment. And I feel like, especially in a podcast area, it is so hard for women podcasters to come out, especially women that aren't talking about sex or raunchy stuff or whatever, like just coming out, because of course everyone wants to hear a woman talk about all these other, topics, but to come out and be talking about, how we can build, how we can grow. I love it. And I definitely always try to pull those women and I'm like, hey, come on my show because I want you to hear your story. So the first thing, whenever I said that, brand coach, business coach, and brand strategist, I know a lot of people are like, well, what exactly does that mean? So what I would like you to do is, one, explain to everyone what a brand is, because I tell people all the time, your name is your brand. So you can put on whatever you want. So for someone who maybe doesn't have a brand or they don't even know that they have a brand, tell us exactly what a brand strategist is and also what type of business coaching you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that question. So your brand is part of your reputation. In fact, it is your reputation. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. That is your brand. So as a strategist, you have a brand that you're building and you want to create synergy around that brand. You want that brand to grow. Most people who are building brands should have the goal to be a household name. That's what brands do. They grow big, they have influence, they have consumers, they have followers, and they're able to really create community. They're able to create relationships with their consumers and able to sell things to them or create relationships with them and be there to provide services and products for them. So your brand is very important. And in a day where things are very visual, where people are making decisions, consumers are making decisions based off of like what other people are talking about. Oh, did you go to that restaurant? What did you think about that restaurant? Oh, did you try this new item at, on Amazon? Or where did you find that? Oh, I got it here. So word of mouth is important. So by you having a strategy behind your brand, essentially we're helping you to grow. We're helping you to get in front of your target audience, figure out where they are and how you can make sure that they know that you are there to serve them and that you have a product for them. So that is the brand strategy side of things. So I do things like make sure that you get media coverage, making sure that that you are able to connect with big media outlets to maybe feature you, tell your story, do other podcasts. Also, if there is an opportunity to create an event experience around your brand where you can partner and collaborate with other people, where you can do partnerships and sponsorships. So those are all strategies. Also, your online presence as well. How can you utilize the online space in order to grow your presentation and grow your brand? So that is a little bit about the brand side of things. And if you want me to go further, I can.
We'll go, but hang on, because you're going to have a lot of information. Okay. Don't worry, we're going to segment into all of that. So what I wanted to kind of just sidebar on is I always hear people say target audience. And I think that a lot of people struggle with what exactly a target audience is, because especially whenever, like you said, you're trying to establish a brand, you're trying to figure out where you want to go. So what happens is I think a lot of people just start posting a bunch of hodgepodge content, not really knowing, they just want to get engagement. They don't know what direction, but
or even what to do with the engagement once you get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whenever I know that you are doing this whole thing, and these are some of the things you educate people on. So I just wanted to ask you to kind of define for anyone that's listening or watching, what does target audience mean, and how do you find a target audience?
Absolutely. So when you are creating a product or a service, my career has been in the space of being a service provider and have transitioned into being a digital business and having digital products. So when you are creating either one, service or product, you now need somebody to want to purchase this from you. And so I like to always take the approach of doing market research and also figuring out what the problem is. If I know what the problem is for a particular demographic or a particular audience group, then I can begin to work on a product or service that will fit the need that is happening within the market. So your target audience is the people who are going to patronize your business, and you can start off with identifying their demographics. The demographics would be gender, age, location, ethnicity, income status, education level. All of these things are our demographics. Their buying habits, things of that sort. So you kind of start from that particular area. And so it's really good to, with the online space, it kind of creates a bigger and a wider net for us. But still, you want to make sure that you have a central location. So if you're in the US, it's a good idea to target the US. Maybe not abroad just yet, but maybe you can tackle your coast. If you're on the East Coast, maybe you could tackle the East Coast. Even start with your state and start right there to build up your customer base. A lot of great things that has taken place with our e-commerce businesses is the fact that we have social media and we have online marketing. So that naturally is taking their products overseas and taking their products into new territories because of that. So with the e-commerce business, you have a lot of opportunity. So you might want to think about, okay, if location is not an issue for you because you're online, what about the demographics of the age? What age is going to really purchase this product, or who is it going to affect, right? So with Amazon targets who? Online consumers, people who shop online. Therefore, your grandmama might not be the person who shops online. She might not have the internet. She might even have a computer. So Amazon ain't marketing to grandma. You still got Pathmark and all the pamphlets that come in the mail. They're going to be marketing to grandma.
Finger Hut.
She might be, she going to cut her coupons out and actually physically CVS going to the store. That makes sense. But for our online business, online consumers, people who like to shop online and get it delivered, Amazon is going to target that demo. And so now they have a wide audience, because so many people are shopping online. So it's really important to also think about what problems are your potential customers and clients having? What keeps them up at night? What are they concerned about? What are the things that they think about the most? What is happening? Because once you understand kind of what is going on in their psyche, then you can create marketing and sales copy to market to their pain points. So I know we like to talk about the different features that we have within our business and the different features that's going to, come with you get this product. But a lot of times you just need to get real ugly with it and talk about that they can't get pimples off their face and that they, it's probably stopping them from going on dates because, so you want to talk to their pain to get their attention. Like, wait, hold on. Is she talking about me? Because I haven't been on a date in a while. I cannot move these pimples off my face. So that is a really, really good marketing tip for people. And if you're having trouble figuring that out, we have ChatGPT and we have Bard now. So our AI tools are very efficient. They're useful. They're really great when it comes to you figuring out those types of things. So long gone are the days where you got to do extensive research, reading all of these articles, which are still very useful, but you can speed things up and accelerate your growth by utilizing and putting in the correct questions inside of our AI tools, ChatGPT and Google Bard.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. And I think that you honed in on a couple of funny things, but actually really true, because some people may not even know that they have a need for whatever it is that you're selling, whatever the product is. So sometimes you have to let them know where now they're questioning like, hey, that does sound sound like me.
Do you experience heartburn after every time you eat this? Then maybe you need and think about the commercials that are on TV, and they talk about the symptoms. They talk about, oh, your life could be better if you did this and that, and it really grabs your attention.
Right. Good. Excellent advice. Excellent. Okay, so let's go back to how you were talking about business strategy and how you scale businesses to help entrepreneurs make money. So, of course, whenever we're talking about making money, I want to make sure we get the inside goods on that. So, for anyone that's sitting around that's like, hey, because now we're selling Holly Cotton's show right now. We're telling y'all need this show so you can start making some money. So now they're listening. They're like, hey, I need to know that. So how do you help scale? First of all, explain what scale is. Like, break that down, because some people may not understand what scale means. So how do you scale the businesses to help entrepreneurs make money?
Oh my gosh, Holly, yes, that is a great question. What does scale mean? So in business and entrepreneurship, there are several phases that you're going to go through. First, you're going to launch your business, and you're going to be in the startup phase. Then you're going to go to growth phase of your business. Third, you're going to go to scale. And fourth, exit. So a lot of times we get great information on how to start the business, how to launch the business, and maybe even how to operate in the beginning. But it's very important that we begin to have longevity of this business, because it's like, all right, I want to build $1 million agency. I want to build a, multi-million-dollar company. But how do you do that from starting from the bottom, which a lot of our women-owned businesses, a lot of our Black and brown-owned businesses are really starting from ground zero. And then how do I then get to millions of dollars, right? So in the scale phase, you are probably in 5 figures at this point, and you are looking to figure out, okay, how can I make 6 figures, right? 6 figures is a number that is thrown around a lot in America. It's like, oh, you got a 6-figure job, like you got a good income, which is true, right? So how do we figure out, how do we bring in $100,000 in our business or more? And that's what we talk about in the mastermind, and that's what I coach and teach on. So scaling your business means a number of things. It means that you're in the place where you have consistent customers and clients coming in, and now you're able to hire staff. So you can move yourself from working within your business to working on your business. You want to do income producing activities. You want to be the CEO, right? And so you might be more so focused on lead generation and sales and really how to operate the business instead of operating the business. So you're able to hire. The other thing you're able to do is potentially sell your company, right? So when you start to make $500,000, now there's going to be investors at the table who want to talk about investing in your business. They might want to acquire your business and things of that sort, which is a great conversation to have. So it's not always a bad thing to grow a business and then sell it. That's the sign of a very healthy and successful business if somebody wants to purchase your business. And we also should think about acquisitions and mergers. So we talked about acquiring, but what about merging? Now you're at a place where you have the standard operating procedures, which means that your business can operate without you being in it. You have systems and processes in place where your staff can run your business. They know how to do their job day to day. And if you need to fly off and do something, or if you want to, have a baby, go on a vacation, or just, you need to step away from the business, whatever the case may be, the business still operates. The business knows how to bring in leads. The business knows how to sell. It knows how to close the deal, and it knows how to fulfill. So we need to get more businesses to that point where they're able to extend their table, have more people working within their business, and so that they have an administration team, they have an operations team, they have a logistics team. And so now you are just the CEO, and your team is making sure that things are being handled. So those are some of the things when it comes to scaling your business. It simply means that you're now working on your business and not in your business, and the business is actually growing. So at that point, it's like, we want to make 6 and 7 figures. And that's essentially what I am coaching entrepreneurs to do, is first making sure that they have a marketing system and a marketing strategy in their business, that they have a sales process in their business. A lot of businesses can't dictate where their leads are coming from or where their business is coming from, because they don't have a lead generation system. They don't have an operating system where they can press on or press off and leads begin to generate in their business, and that they can, turn those into new sales. So that part is very important, and also the systems behind it. So there's people, there's businesses who could be around for like 7 or 8 years, but you're still operating as a startup because you haven't taken the time to implement, certain systems to automate your processes. You haven't even taken the time to write down what your process is. And I know because I had to do it for myself. I had to figure out, how do I teach other people what I naturally know how to do? That was really a struggle and pain point for me, because doing public relations for 15 years was almost like a form of art for me, because networking was a skill set that was just so natural for me. Building relationships, meeting people, putting myself out there, getting out there, meeting and greeting, going to different events, so for me, it was just like, it was natural, and I had the relationships, and then I know how to creatively write, and I know how to tell your story and sell your story. But I had to hire a coach myself, and my coach brought out of me a system of how to systemize my intellectual property. So that's a lot about what we do. A lot of it also has to do with your mindset and you being ready for those millions, and which is why the company is called Me Up to Millions. The mindset and the shifting, that's 50% of the work. You have to be confident. You have to be ready for that level of business and that level of income. It might be the first time that you ever see $100,000 in your business or in your account. You have to have the mindset and know what to do with it, how you take care of that money, how you operate it, how you then maximize that opportunity, even grow the money, right? So a lot of what I see with entrepreneurs who are wanting the success, but not really, they don't really have it yet, is because it's a lot of limiting beliefs that are happening, a lot of self-doubt, even the things that come out of their mouth, lack of confidence that they don't know. And it's like, you have to shed old habits in order to come into this new person. So the person who is going to be the multiple six-figure earner, the $1 million earner, is not the same person that's sitting here now that can get you to that person. You have to start walking and becoming that person, which means that you have to create new habits, success habits. And success is something that we can routine. We can plan for our success. We can implement, because success leaves clues. There's plenty of resources out here now where people are teaching, hey, I did this and I got this result. You do this and you'll get this result. It's quite simple. It's not rocket science. So we have to look at the strategies, take the information, implement the information, and create a routine and a blueprint for success.
I love that. And I'll let me just throw my little plug in here. So my second book is called Day One, A Guide to Identifying, Organizing, and Executing Any Goal. And it's so funny because those are the things that I talk about in my book. I talk about mindset, like you have to have a mindset shift. I talk about daily habits. Like, people don't realize what you do on a daily basis is what it is. Like, I'm sidebar on it. It's so funny because I have a friend and she's not the most productive friend. She's very much a procrastinator. Oh. And so I know, but it's okay. I give up on her. But so I'm always like, I know. And she has it. I was like, can you even have an ebook version of, like, can you read it? But anyway, so so I was telling her I eat the same thing for breakfast every morning. And she was like, oh my God, I could never do that. And I was like, if you look at a lot of successful people, they tell you those daily habits, they wear the same thing. Yes. They do the same thing. And I said, because yes. I don't want to spend 20 minutes worrying about what I'm going to eat for breakfast. That is creativity that I could use for something else. So I was like, I know what I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat my protein waffle and my turkey bacon. I don't have to worry about it. And I was like, so it's those daily, make your bed, get into the routine. Whenever you have those routines, you spend so much time figuring out, oh, what do I need to do next, or hitting the snooze or whatever. So I'm so happy that you said that. So thank you, because I'll need co-signers on my book, because that is correct. It's all the mindset.
Yes, Holly, and you bring up a really great point about having those habits I read an article years ago when President Obama was in office, and it talked about the same thing you just said, how he has routined a lot of his day and a great deal of his morning because he wanted to just really eliminate making as many decisions as possible because, I mean, he was the chief commander of this country. He had to make really big decisions on a daily basis. So that's why he, like you said, he wore the same suit. He ate the same thing for breakfast. He wore the same, types of socks. And those small decisions, he's like, I'm not going to make these small decisions. And it was like a leadership advice article that I read. And I was like, that's so true. And so, I want to encourage like our listeners to really, like, I know we want to have successful businesses, but we also have to be very successful individuals and leaders. And it's an individual job first, right? So you making sure that you are studying information that is going to grow you personally, because when you're in business as an entrepreneur, you have to deal with a lot of different people. And so by you, being able to have a level head and go in and out of different conversations in different places, it's like, that's important. That's a big part of the job. Like managing you and mastering you is like 50% of the work.
I'm telling, and here's the thing. I say this to anyone when I'm talking, even like if I'm doing something where maybe I'm doing a motivational speech or something, I always say this, that if you don't believe in you, how do you want me to believe in you? And if you're not grinding for your own self, your own brand, your own whatever, even if you do get a little bit of success, it's not going to have longevity because people don't realize that you have to keep grinding. It's not just you grind today, you get success, and now you get, like you said, now I'm already ready to exit. That ain't it. It's gonna be this grind, scale, then exit. So
scale is hard. That's a hard. It's a hard phase, and but it's rewarding to get to. It's satisfying to see like, oh, my idea actually works. This product actually works, And so that's why we created this community, because if you can do it in community, when you have support, where you have a coach, where you have a strategist on board with you, and you have a successful environment, you're able to tap in, because there's going to be moments where you have to grind by yourself as you're preparing your table of who you're going to hire. You have to learn every job and every position within your business. So it's a lot. And I wouldn't want anybody to do it by themselves. In fact, you can't. It's impossible. You can't do it by yourself. Nobody successful became successful by themselves. They had a coach. They had a community. They had some sort of person around them who was able to cultivate their talent, cultivate their goodness, and help them push them up.
Right. There's that little saying that they have, everyone kind of has their own version of it, but it's always similar to, if you're the smartest person in your group, you're not in the right group. Or if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Right.
I want to learn. So what I wanted to ask you about is, I know that you are dealing with lots of entrepreneurs and people, like you said, starting from the beginning, resetting the mindset. They may have had an idea. They're coming now. They're like, okay, it hasn't been working this way, or I need some help. So what I want to do is I want to just pick your brain for some free advice for the listeners. And I want to ask you this because since you see so many people in that startup phase, a lot of times what I've experienced is people who don't know where to start. And I always say that when I get someone that can offer some advice, whether it be like me picking your brain about brand strategy and stuff, or whether it be a doctor about some medical advice. So for you, what I want to just pick your brain for and get some advice for is anyone that's listening that's saying, wow, like I want to be an entrepreneur. Because of course, all you have to do is go on Instagram or social media and everyone has a business. But a lot of people struggle because they don't even know how to hone in on what their business is. And so they may come to you and they're like, I think I'm good at this. I think I'm good at that. I think maybe somebody wants to buy this. I don't know. How do you help people figure out what direction they should be going if they want to be an entrepreneur? How do you help them say, okay, these ain't it. This is the direction that we need to be going in. How do you help mold those people?
Yeah, great question. So I think this is 3 or 4 parts. So the first thing I'm going to say is, I want to remind you to chase your purpose and not paper, because that's where you're going to find fulfillment, right? So going into entrepreneurship is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. So don't think that you're going to leave your career and then out of nowhere it's like, all right, I'm an entrepreneur, everything about to be on and popping. I'm on the jets, I'm on the yachts, I'm finna get in the Bentleys, no, you're gonna grind for years. You're gonna grind for a long time without people even noticing you or knowing what you have going on. So it has to be purpose filled, right? I'm a very purposeful person. The reason I've been able to last so long in business and sustain and grow and even help other people and put other people on is because I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm doing what fulfills me and makes me happy. Because as an entrepreneur, you don't make money every day. Therefore, if there's a day you don't make money, are you going to quit? Are you going to be like, this ain't it because I ain't making no money? So do the thing that you are passionate about. And as children, they tell us, to be very good, to chase our passions, to do the things that make us happy, to indulge in these activities, whether it's sports related or arts or anything of that sort, creativity. But then when we get old enough, we're 18, 19, 20, and then they're like, go get a job, go get something that's going to make you money. Well, I believe that you should always follow your passions. I believe that you should always follow your talents, right? The word of God tells us that our gifts will always make room for us. We were given gifts for a reason, right? And that's how you're going to really fulfill your highest purpose and your highest self, by you doing the things that actually make you happy. So look at what you have. Look at what's on your plate and say, what thing makes you happy? What thing you can do if nobody paid you to do it? You would still happily show up and do it because it's fulfilling something inside of you. And that can always be monetized. You can monetize any gift, any skill, any ability, like especially in the day and age that we have in this opportunity. I would definitely say that. So for the person that's starting out and trying to figure out which one, that's my advice for you. For the person who's in business and you got 4, 5, 6 businesses, you got 4, 5, 6 offers, and every day you promoting something different and it's just too much, you need to hone in. Okay. And I'm going to tell you to hone in on one thing. And you're going to be like, but I got this and that. And I understand it's going to be a temporary sacrifice, but you want to get one service, one business to 6 figures. You want to make sure you got one thing that works. Because if you're making 5 figures or 4, or it's 4-figure number, if you're making you said
$1,000.
So if you're making anything lower, we can't tell if it works or not. We can't tell if the market really wants this, there's an audience for this. So if you take the time to perfect one service and one product, and you can and yes, you can get that up to 6 figures. Now you got something cooking here, and you just keep riding that train and you just keep moving forward. So at the point where it's multiple 6 figures, you're at 7, you got cash flow. Okay, now you extend. Okay, maybe you add on the second service. Maybe you then go start that other business that you're really interested in. But we have to learn how to sacrifice and hone in. And so I'm gonna tell you to pick the one that's making the most money. Make it simple. Is it the candles or the dog walking business? Which business is making you the most money? Now go do that business. Focus in on perfecting your system.
Probably the dog walking business.
Dog walking. I knew it was a dog walk. Do the dog walking business.
Anything with people and these dang dogs. I got one too. I'm telling you, she's spoiled as hell. I'm like, see, if you grew up in the country like I did, you'd be a street dog, okay?
So if that dog business is the one that is making the money, perfect systems in that business, perfect how you outreach and market that business, and you take that one. And the stress. Oh my gosh, I was victim of running more than one business at a time. At one time, I was running 3 companies, and that was crazy. Then I was running 2 companies, and then I burnt out. And we wasn't making no money. This is crazy. You're burning out and you're not making no money. Something has to change. And for me, it didn't even change right away because I didn't know. I just thought I needed a break. Nah, you need to just pause and focus on one thing. And when I realized that that was the change I needed to make, it was like a weight lifted off of me. I don't have to like have as many deliverables. You don't have to meet as many deadlines, communicate with as many different people. It's like now you can really hone in and focus, because on a really productive day as an entrepreneur, you might only get like 4 things done, like 4 major tasks finished. And that's how much it really takes to lift up, you know, a actual business that's profitable. So don't be afraid to take some things off your plate. You're gonna feel much better.
Okay, thank you for that advice. See, y'all, you're welcome. You're welcome. I like to, because I think, like I said, I think everyone is like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. Oh, I need to do that. I need that. But one, what are you selling? You know, like someone said this, and I never read comments. Usually I just, if it's something, it seems like it's something stupid, or I'll delete it. But for whatever reason, this comment popped up on my thing, and it just irked the hell out of me. And so when I had my billboard in Times Square for my most recent book, it was like a surreal. Thank you. It was like a surreal thing, because I had manifested it. I wrote it down on a piece of paper when I did all my goals on December 31st for this year. It was a billboard in Times Square, finished 3rd book, whatever, speak at Essence. Yeah. So I was like, check. And so one of the people commented on my post, because my daughter was recording it in real time behind me when it popped up. And he was like, I don't understand why she's so excited. Anybody can get a billboard for $50 or something like that. I was like, first of all, it's in Times Square. Cut it out. Second of all, it's, what are you going to put on the billboard? And so, you know, do I just want a picture of my face on a billboard? Yeah, okay, sure. But I wanted it to be something that was me, that was a brand, something I was selling, something whatever. And so I think that what you're saying is like kind of what the information is what I was saying to this guy, because it's always a man in the comment, it's never a woman, but I digress. But I think that you're saying the same thing. Is like, what is it that you are selling? What is it that you want to sell? What is your business? What is your brand? And I think that whole thing that you just said about honing in on what is the product, because people get so pulled into different directions that they have to be an entrepreneur, that they have to do all of this. And I think that they get lost in that process. So I'm glad that you broke it down that way, where it was more understandable, and a lot of people probably resonated with, because they do have about 18 businesses, and they're like, one of these is going to take off. Well, I don't know which one.
I still battle with it today. You know, it was a real sacrifice. On here, it talks about that other business. I got a water for it. That business, and I'm still like working through the process of like, okay, should I do this one or should I do that one? But whatever the case may be, it's going to be one, because and make sure you get the book called The Power of One. The Power of One is an excellent book, and it also just expands a whole book that expands upon the comment we just had. But Holly, you also brought up a really great point. You know, one of the reasons why you hone in is because you want to be known for doing something well. You want people to identify you with something, as an expert in something. You know, so all year I have not really promoted my PR business. I've done public relations and events for 15 years. People call every week about the service, because that's what they know me for. For 15 years, I did the same thing. People see me in college, because I started a business while I was at Spelman College, and they say, hey, girl, what you up to? I'm like, I'm my business. I'm the same thing. Like, you still running your business? Yep, I'm running my business. So that longevity, you have to be able to stick it out. So which is why it's important that you select the thing that you gonna ride with. You know, it's like you're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, or you riding until the wheels get so big that you can now sell it to someone else. So
I love that. Okay. All right. So let me just get a little this information from Danielle for you guys. So I know everyone is like, oh my gosh, like I love what she's talking about. You know, she's giving advice, she's doing stuff. So do not worry, because Danielle also has next week, she has something called the Mastermind. What is it? Master Mindset.
It's yep, Meet Up to Millions Mastermind. The Millions Mastermind, yep.
Okay, so she's going to tell us about that, and then she's going to tell us like what that's about, how you can reach her, get whatever, all of that great stuff. So tell us about what you have going on for your retreat.
Absolutely. So this is a 3-day experience, a transformation for you and your business on August 17th through the 19th in Miami. So this is the 5th edition of this mastermind. And the reason that I decided to start my own mastermind is because I invested well over probably $50,000, $60,000 into masterminds. And that is when my business changed. Not me going to all the conferences and the summits and showing up for 14 years at the networking events. No, it took me a year of investing in masterminds, and that allowed me to scale my business. So we wanted to duplicate that experience for others, right? Masterminds are very high level events. You have 8-figure earners, 9-figure earners, 7-figure earners who travel the world. They meet up in all of these beautiful places to mastermind their business. Their intimate rooms, their private rooms, and the access that you get to the information is crazy. It's crazy. It's on another level. And it's not the same as a conference, because when you go to a conference, you get inspired, you get inspiration, you get motivation, you hear other people telling their story. But at a mastermind, it's like, listen, it's like you bringing all your problems to the table. It's like you get opportunity to vent about what's not working in your business. You tell us what is not happening, and you have 9, 10, 20 other masterminds sitting around the table talking about your business, giving you solutions and strategies for your business, plugging the holes here, giving you the tools for this, giving you the strategies for this. Hey, let's rework this. We're on the whiteboard writing out your offer. Did you try to do this? Did you do this? And the clarity that you get, it's like it's a relief, because it's like, man, I've been trying to fix that problem for forever, and I really didn't know. And now you have people here who are literally pouring into you. And we just want to see more business owners win. Like we said, we want to see more modern day millionaires make it over. But y'all got to get in the room, and you have to invest when you go to masterminds. You can't just go or think about like, oh, I'm not sure this for me. It's for you. If you're not making no bread, this is for you. Okay. If your business is stuck at 5 figures or 4 figures, this is for you. If you do not have a marketing strategy in your business, or you are a solopreneur, this is for all the people who are grinding from the bottom, because I was y'all, so we created this space. 3 days, you get 3 days of one-on-one coaching, you get strategy, and we mix in the wellness component, because sustainability of the CEO is just as important as what's happening in your business. So while we get the business together, we also get you together. We talk about leadership development. We talk about the success blueprint. We give you a morning routine. We actually meditate together. We work out together. We're going to get on the yacht, and we're going to do a content workshop where we're going to teach you how to create viral content. We're going to have the exotic cars out there. We're going to have the yachts out there. And so you get everything in it, and the only thing that we ask is that you guys show up. Meet us in Miami, August 17th through the 19th. No, you don't have to be local, because guess what? We outside. You can hop on a flight.
Right. In Miami.
Come through.
Instead of running to Miami to go take some more pictures on South Beach, you could be actually doing something productive to grow your business.
That part.
I digress. I'm gonna stay out of people's business.
You know what? Okay. That's a good set. You know what? I'm a ruffle some feathers. I'm a push some buttons in my messaging. Thank you for that.
Instead of y'all coming to Miami to get your BBL consultation, you coming in here and getting these gems.
With these gems, right? So it's going to be me, and it's going to be a team of other coaches who are experts in finance and funding. They're going to be talking about marketing strategies, publicity. We're going to be talking about sales, systems, and the mindset. So it's literally.
And how can they get tickets or support?
So if you go into the website, meetup2millionsmastermind.com, that is the website. But what is going to be quicker is if you get onto my Instagram, which is right here on the screen, DP Jeter, and you DM me the word millions, then I know you're ready for business. And we'll be able to have a conversation, and we'll be able to connect. So those are the 2 ways that you can connect. If you go onto my Instagram, there's a link in my bio, and that will take you to the website, and you can read about the information. But yeah, we're serious. about helping you. And it's important that you learn how to make money in your business. What I've discovered is there's no shortage of education. Y'all got the degrees, you got the certificates, you got the bachelor's, the master's, the double masters. You done been certified. You done been redeemed, and you done educated. You are educated. But the hard part is, how do I then monetize what I know how to do? How do I make money in my business as an entrepreneur? Whether we really want to speak to the person who wants to be a full-time entrepreneur. So how do you then replace an income by monetizing what you know and what you have? Okay, you don't got to go back to school to do this. You don't got to go get, because y'all already got it all. You know how to do what you do. Now it's time to sell what you do.
I love that. Got me all pumped up, Danielle.
Hey, let's go. Let's mastermind. And then, outside of that, we also mastermind online every single week. So we have a virtual membership as well. So if for whatever reason you're like, I can't be in person, no worries, because we have an online community where we continue to do this work.
Okay, great. And then I'll also have, for anyone that's listening, that's not watching the video, I'll also have clickable links in the podcast notes with all of Danielle's social media and website and all of that as well. And again, if you can't go in August, it's an ongoing business. This is just a retreat she's talking about. That's the immediate thing that we're doing, but this is ongoing. So she's always available for brand marketing and all of that. So exactly. Thank you so much, Danielle. Do you have any final words that you want to leave with anyone?
It is August, and August is Black Business Month. So shout outs to all the entrepreneurs, all the Black owned companies. We see y'all, we encourage y'all, we lift y'all up. Keep going, keep being strong. Most importantly, keep building yourself up and connect what you have. Connect your brain with someone else, and let's go ahead and take it to the next level. And if you want to figure out how to make $100,000 in your business, hit your girl up. I got you.
I love it. So thank you so much, Danielle.
Thank you, Holly. This was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.